Dr. Chris Davis is joining us. Dr. Chris Davis is an elite ACA Safety and Rescue instructor, a member of the Safety and Rescue Committee, as well as the Safety and Rescue Instructor Alliance. And Chris, I know you, along with Steph LaRue and Jim Coffey, have been hard at work developing this new standardized 2-hour curriculum for World Drowning Prevention Day. And it was just recently announced you guys are the 2026 Higgins and Langley Award winner for program development. I mean, what an honor. We are so excited to have you at PTC Colab. Can you tell us a little bit about what's happening on July 25th and then what we're going to be able to present to the Colab?
Absolutely. So yeah, thanks for having us today. And what we're going to be doing here on July 25th. So July 25th is been designated as World Drowning Prevention Day by the World Health Organization. And lots of different initiatives around the world go on that day in various communities focused at drowning prevention. Drowning is one of the leading causes of accidental death worldwide, particularly for children, particularly for young adults, and continues to be, a significant public health concern throughout, the United States, North America, and the rest of the world. As far as our objectives and stuff for this was to try to bring these initiatives that have been a lot of focused on public swimming pools, parks, communities, and things to really try to bring this to the paddle sports community, particularly there's been a lot of other stuff in like the larger boating community and things through the Coast Guard Auxiliary and stuff. But we at the ACA Safety and Rescue Committee have really been focused for the last couple of years on recognition, treatment, and prevention of drowning, because we looking at the data on fatalities, particularly in the whitewater community and stuff, overwhelmingly drowning is the thing that we're worried about, which makes sense. We're recreating in the water. That's an ever-present concern. So we've put together an initiative as a committee based on an event that Jim Coffey and I put together in Mexico last winter to do a free CPR and drowning prevention training that is specifically geared towards paddlers. And so the goal for this is to have a 2-hour standardized training that's going to be very easy for someone to be able to replicate elsewhere. That's going to give some basics of some background information, some understanding of the drowning process, kind of what's going on in our bodies, how to recognize drowning. And then we're going to teach CPR and like how it may differ a little bit doing CPR on a patient that has drowned. So which is going to have us prioritize focusing on giving them rescue breaths, which are typically not taught in most layperson CPR classes that you're going to take now, because without getting too deep into it, there's been a lot of positive benefit for all comers. When someone has a heart attack and collapses out of the hospital, mouth-to-mouth resuscitation was a big reason we recognized people weren't stopping to help, because they didn't want to put their mouth on a stranger's mouth, right? Understandably. And it turns out we didn't really need to do that for people that had a heart attack and collapsed. However, with drowning, the big issue is that people have been the lack of oxygen, right? They don't have air. You can't breathe underwater, So we found that it's very important to give rescue breaths to people that have suffered drowning. So we train people in how to give rescue breaths appropriately, how to do CPR, and how to manage some of the equipment they might be wearing. We're managing their life jackets, helmets, having a coordinated way to get that stuff off, and then give people a chance to practice, ask questions. And we've kind of left it really open to be able to be customized to people's own communities. So if these are kayak fishermen, stuff like that, you have it somewhere with equipment that's familiar to them in locations that are familiar to them. If it's with whitewater paddlers, again, the same thing. And have the option to have people learn how to get people out of the water, use, some techniques for moving and carrying people, how to do some very simple, it's certainly by no means like a swiftwater rescue course or anything, but just some very targeted skills that may be like adjunctive to or in addition to some other training that people have done to be able to help them safely rescue someone from the point of they have an unconscious patient. How do we get them to the side of the river? How do we get to the riverbank? How do we start initiating rescue breaths and get them a lot of practice? Hopefully, our hope is that people go with their buddies they paddle with, their community members and stuff. They either, take this information and pass it along, or bring their friends, come learn together, and hopefully be able to respond if they do encounter, the worst case scenario, we're out on the enjoying the river, that when someone does drown. So what we're going to hoping to do,
it's going to be so amazing. I mean, the fact that we've created a scalable, replicable, standardized 2-hour curriculum that any ACA instructor can deliver with the support of other paddling leaders. We can now bring this to the paddling community as well as to our Riverside community, our community, right?
Yeah, and the hope is that we're able to build something that's so simple to reproduce that this can just spread, right? That we're gonna have our big push every year on World Drowning Prevention Day. But my hope is that someone comes to this thing and then they come and they do this with their paddle club and they do this with their community, and like they don't have to wait till the next Drowning Prevention Day. That this will just create organic training and sharing of knowledge among other paddlers that will happen, informally or formally, like more than this. Our goal is to train 1,000 people this in 2 weeks on July 25th. But then what I really think kind of my hope for the PTC Collab is that we're going to be able to share this information, give you guys a sneak peek of what it looks like, be able to do some of that training, and then hopefully go back and next July in your own communities put one of these together. We're hoping to reach, we've got a lot of people in the whitewater community doing it now, but we're really trying to reach all the rest of the paddle sports communities as well. So I think this is going to be a great opportunity to reach a lot of folks and kind of share this information. And we're going to,
absolutely. And allow some of these local paddling leaders, local business folks to be the hero in their community that brings this curriculum to their local community. I know here in Atlanta, the Metro Hooch has got a drowning problem at Jump Rock, and at Lake Lanier, there is a drowning problem in our local community. And I know up in the Appalachian Mountains, I hear from my whitewater friends all the time, those local swimming holes along the Whitewater River, they attract the folks from the local community. And we want to be able to bring some skills and knowledge to our community to help them. Here's a perfect, scalable, bite-sized way for a business to make an impact.
Absolutely. And this is one of the things that, we see that in a lot of communities are, paddle sports retailers and things like that are really the touch point in the community for like having boat demo days, river cleanups, all kinds of other stuff that you do. This is another great opportunity, way to make a big impact on your community, engage people, and and do something really positive that will ultimately help everybody.
That's right. That's right. Well, Chris, thank you so much for joining us today to give us a little teaser. I can't wait to see the full presentation in October and hear the recap of what happened for our first event.
Hopefully extremely successful in 2 weeks, which is coming up really fast. So
exactly. Thank you so much.
Thanks.